Welcome back to Lesscashmoremash. My name's Tom.
And I'm Mike.
And today we're cracking open a new bottle of Maker's Mark 2025, the Keeper's Release. Kentucky Straight Bourbon Whiskey, finished with 10 Virgin Oak Staves. Ooh, that was a mouthful. We had to get that one out there, though. But I wanted to get it all out there because this is release 2 of 5, because we did the hot release last time. So once a year, they're going to put out a new release. This is the second release on this. This is the 2025. Let's get into the particulars so we can get this in our face. So this comes in at 109.2 proof. We got it for $76.99. Like I said, this is release 2 of 5. It was bottled in February of 2025. It is distilled and bottled at the Maker's Mark Distillery out of Loretto, Kentucky, and it does have an undisclosed mash bill. Nowhere on there or even online did they actually say what the mash bill was. But I'll be curious to see how this one is, because honestly, big fan of Makers. You know, nice cork pop. This is one of the ones that every time I go back to them, I say, why don't I drink these more often? Like you'll see in the next Reget or Regret that comes up, I recently killed a couple bottles of the Makers, and I'm like, man, these are good. Like they're just every one you get is different and just super solid. You know,
They are solid, and they're not crazy proof.
Ironically,
was the 24 more than that though? How come I remember?
You'd have to look over your shoulder. It's literally right there. It's not the cellar age, the one closest to you. Yep.
No, $74.99.
Yeah.
Oh, that was Maine.
Yeah. You got that one.
I never
actually.
get screwed at Maine.
Nope. So again, this is the second of the wood finishing releases that they're doing. They're doing one a year on there. But I do remember liking the hot release better than the cellar aged. The cellar aged brought that grain flavored that I didn't care for. I thought it was going to be everyone raved about it, and I couldn't wait to try that whiskey.
I remember not. I thought I liked it actually. So.
No, it's not that I didn't like it. I thought I liked the hot release better. Yeah, it actually was better.
Close, but you said there was a
distinct
difference for you, and it was. For me, not so much.
Now here, I'm definitely... Oh, there's definitely a fruit. I can mistake this for... Like, not so much a maraschino cherry, like an actual... Like a bag of cherries. Oh, it's actually nice. It actually has a nice fruity nose.
I want to get a
like when you bite the plum and you get like a nice plum.
Yeah.
One of them bitter ones too. Those are the only good plums. When you really get a good one, it's one out of every 10 that you eat.
One
where you're like, whoo, that's rough.
Let me get 6 of them. You can go find that red one. It still has a nice flavor.
Oh yeah, it does. Okay, even when I'm rolling it on my tongue, I'm getting a caramel, but you can already get the flavor of that oak right off the bat.
I did get sweetness.
Yeah, I'm getting like a fruity sweetness on the front, but I was getting like a caramel oak. Even when I was rolling on my tongue, it wasn't just that regular generic oaky, caramel flavor that you get sometimes. It had more to it. I took a little sip. I wasn't sure how hard this was going to hit me. Only 109.2.
I just took a decent sip, and it definitely hangs on. Maybe my tongue's fucked up this week, because this one definitely rips apart my tongue too. And I know yesterday's kind of did the same thing, or a few days ago. I remember saying,
"Did you eat it like a piece of pizza and it just stuck to your tongue?" All right, we're back. I can't swallow it. I don't know what to tell you.
This is a family trait that we have on. Neither one of us can.
Yeah, I choke on my own spit sometimes. But I want to laugh and talk at the same time, and it just doesn't do good when you have it on camera. That's not a good combination.
If you would have seen his eyes, it was right as this.
You start whistling like, I'm losing air. But
I shouldn't be laughing.
Like, because
do I need to go stop the camera, or do I have to go punch him in the chest?
Yeah. Who needs air? You don't need air when you're drinking whiskey.
Back to the review. It's very good. I don't.
I had something really funny to actually say too. No, that I do like. There is a generous oaky presence in this one. That's the part I like about it. Like as I'm rolling it on my tongue, it's not just caramel. It's like a caramel with the sweet oak flavor that's in there. That's
It
actually.
doesn't give you the year either.
What do you mean?
Years. It was in the barrel.
No, it didn't. That's no, it's not age stated. It's not age stated on there, and it doesn't. They're tricky anyways because makers likes.
They always hide.
Don't quote me on that, but they like their 4 to 6 years anyways. They've always done that, and they didn't want to ever do the cellar age because they think their oak gets too tannic. So they actually threw it in the cellar so that it wouldn't age as much. Like they wouldn't, because they get. I will say this about them. They have a full-bodied flavor.
It does.
Off of every makers. Even if you just get the generic low-proof makers.
I tend to like that.
Oh, no.
The original. That's a great little buy.
Yeah, for like $30 or whatever it is. It's
you
cheap.
can almost get a handle for like 55 or
that's
whatever.
what I'm saying. No, it is.
If you're going to have a party, it's a nice handle.
It brings a full-body flavor with there. And they always, that was their thing. So, when, I mean, we've done a bunch of their oak finishes. We've done the store oak finishes that they have. I'm gonna just see if it brings out a little more of the fruit when I pour it back in, a little bit more. But man, this really is. It's not. I don't know. I'm not getting that. What I got on their ultra aged ones there. What was it? 10 years? What was their cellar age? It brought that really grainy wet hay
and
flavor
me
to
that
me.
way.
It hit, and I haven't gone back to that. That's how much I was like. I don't like that.
And I think I have tried it. And it didn't hit me.
It didn't hit you the first time either.
No,
it did Steve though when he came over one day.
Again, even the Bernheim, some of the Bernheim, there's different things just crack you differently. Like you get mad licorice and.
That was in the young one. I never got
I'm
it off
happy
the things. No, again.
So
that's the fun part of doing this. It is the fact that one of you guys actually commented like, how can you both be sitting there drinking the same thing, saying two different things? And that's exactly what whiskey does. And it's an experience to whoever it is. And it half of it is your imagination. So if I'm thinking, okay, this is bringing bubble gum, and you're thinking, oh, this is chewing tobacco, that's what you're tasting. Whatever pops into your head.
So you know what's even more unique actually too is if you like girls have a whole unique idea too on their perspective, which they throw out different ideas that you wouldn't think of. Which is kind of they're drinking the same thing. And I'm like, what do you get? And then like they come up with this like you said, bubble gum or something off the wall, and I'll be like,
girls hate me, so I don't get the drink of girls. I don't know what that. I mean, no, like I really don't. I'm thinking in my head, who do I don't have a girl that I actually drinks with, so I really can't say that.
It's super.
All my wife does is go like this. Blah, 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 that's terrible. It tastes like rubbing alcohol. It's disgusting. So I don't really have any.
And we do have like 3 or 4 girls that comment all the time. Or women. They're not girls anymore. They're women, I'm sure. And that's I
send all emails to my clock.
I really do appreciate their comments because it's either you are correct. They're trying it because their boyfriend is into it and they're gonna try to like. I'd like to try to get into it.
I don't even want to get in this conversation because he's just going to make people mad. Honestly, it doesn't matter what gender you are, what it is. I can honestly say we're actually related. You're my brother, but we totally taste things totally different, and we're sitting right next to each other. And that's a prime example. No matter
following along with that.
No, I get that, but I don't want anyone to take anything the wrong way. It's just.
I always stay polite.
I know you. Honestly, I agree with everything you're saying. Everyone has their own perspective, and that's why. No, that's why the tasting notes are. They're all subliminal. It is very. It's what you think you're tasting. No, this is just keeps getting better in the glass. That's why I wanted to pour a little bit more.
Once I poured a little more, it jumped into ultra caramel.
No, it really did, and that's again. Sometimes it does take a little jump start on there. There is something to the neck, boy. People have their own arguments on it, and the more it sits in the glass, the better it keeps getting. I can say that.
Well, that's almost any of them. But typically for you and I, we don't like pour this and let it sit and then we go grill for an hour and then come back and see how it is. No. Because if we're grilling for an hour, this ain't making it.
There's gonna be many pours. That's it. No, I 100% agree with you. And that's the fun part of doing it. But again, I only mention it because some people had commented. It's funny because I'll be like, "Oh, I get nuts," and you're like, "No, I get oak," or "You get oak and I get nuts," or whatever, or vice versa, whatever it is.
Yeah, because even sometimes you're like, "No, really, that's an oak." I'm like, "Well, you can keep telling me that."
There's been a bunch of people that said, "I never got banana off of Jack Daniels," and it's funny. Sometimes I get it, sometimes I don't. You never know what you're gonna get. What I can tell you is, I don't think I've ever had a Makers that I didn't get a full-bodied flavor. It always is very viscous. It's thick. It's dark. It's rich every time.
And it really does. These don't drink hot.
Ever. But they're not usually, because they go in at 110.
I know 108, 109.
No, it goes in at 110. So that is still probably cask strength. You know what I mean? No water added.
I know, but it's still not. Some, we get some things that, like the Yellowstone, that's hot.
I agree with you, because we have 108 up there that I think would drink. It does drink hotter and lighter and brighter and spicier. I know, I 1,000% agree with that. That it drinks dark, rich, thick, and delicious.
For the money, this is a nice mellow. If you even kind of get into it, I would almost tend to recommend a Makers, because it doesn't give a lot of elbows, doesn't give a lot of. Even if you got to start with the regular Makers, I don't. It's a little pricier than some, but it's not in a Fighting Cock, or it's not in the Evan Williams. It's a step above, and you kind of get that easement out of it, I think.
No, I agree. And it's funny, because the one comment that always sticks into my head is when we went to Makers 46 off of Makers, and you're like, not worth it, not worth it. But it really does. That French oak adds an element of flavor.
But it jumped up. It
wasn't that much, though. But it was just funny. That was one of the ones you were adamant on.
I was.
Yeah.
Because it did jump up.
No,
compared to this, not compared to this.
This is a hard find. These are limited releases. You're only going to get so many of them. Stores may jack them up. We were lucky enough to get this one in Burlington. So thank you, Steve. Super fan of the channel, Steve, found this up in Burlington on this one, because I didn't think we were going to get this one, because this, again, they're only once a year.
We didn't find ours last year till I went to Maine in September, so that was just a luck of the draw.
The funny thing is, this is the first wood release that we've got from Makers from Massachusetts. This is the very first one. Out of all the ones we've done, we've got them everywhere else.
Because we did get the other one from Maine.
That's not Massachusetts.
Oh, Mass.
I
thought you said New England.
No. This is the first one we've actually got out of Mass. All the other ones have been Connecticut or Maine or Hawaii was one of them. You know what I mean? So we've got them everywhere. New York. We've never got them in Mass, because we've had a hard time with this. So when he found this, I was like, yes, please, grab it. And we literally got one of three.
Even if I asked,
it was one of three.
Okay. So that's actually, so that there may even be one in Gardner that he's got the one. Wonder if I'm going to stop by. But anyway, even when you ask them, they're like, yeah, this is all we got.
No. The good thing with this store is they just throw it right online, and he just happened to be on it, and then boom, he's like, do you want? I'm like, yes. And by the time he clicked yes, they were out, sold out. So it was like that. So it was luck of the draw. If you do see this, this is excellent. I will have to put this in a blind up against their one. I don't think I'll be able to keep all five, unless I absolutely hide them from myself. But we've thrown that in a couple blinds already anyways.
It's a possibility, because I don't really go back to these.
No, you actually go. You go to the other wood finishing ones a lot, though. They're just good. And there's no fault to that. These are ones I keep saying.
I don't have any at the house.
I have to stay off of them, because I know I can't get them. That's the only reason why.
And I typically try not to go to any of those.
The ones that we could get are no longer here. I drank the 101. I drank the cask strength. I drank the because
101 was at Cappy's.
I bought a few of them. That is actually one of the best 101s out there.
And they actually even had a store pick 101.
Oh, really? Yeah. So. Well, there you go. We'll keep this one long and sweet, as I like to do. If you do get a chance to leave a comment down below. I'll be curious how much this actually flows around the country. If you can get it for $76, I think it's worth every bit of that thing. We did not grade it. Where would you go with this?
I'm a pretty easy A-. This is an easy drink.
A too. I'm actually like, I don't know what I wouldn't like about this one.
We're not usually far off. I can go A-.
I feel you, but I'm like, I can't see a negative in this. I really can't.
Honestly,
I'm like, this is
the only negative of this is mine and probably yours. It's kind of too easy. Because
there are zero elbows. Yes, I agree with that 100%.
If this was out and we were grilling or we were at a fire, we were doing something.
Oh, it's going down. Oh no,
we'd be too dumbass.
100% crushable. But the problem is
and that's just us being stupid.
But with that though, it does have a nice viscosity. No. It does coat. It does have a good finish. Like there's
agree.
No, I know. I'm just saying there's the only negative is that we have no self-control. But as far as the whiskey goes,
both of our ways will probably say that.
Yeah, this is like top notch. It really is. Like this is really good for what it is.
I'm with you 100%.
And at a $76 price, knowing that it's cash, it's It's like a Happy Land proof. It's not hot. It's not easy. It's just that's good. That's all that says to me. At that
I
brew.
agree.
Yeah.
I
so
I only threw out a half-ass negative.
No.
It was,
I
it was
100
just two retards.
I'm
on that
agreeing
one.
you're negative, but it's not a negative on the whiskey. It's more on us. But there you go. We'll wrap this one up. This is the Maker's Mark, the Keeper's Release Kentucky Straight Bourbon Whiskey, finished in 10 Virgin Oak Staves. If you have had this, leave a comment down below. I'll be curious to see, and I will have to put this in a future blind up against the first release that came out there, especially in like a blind fight Friday, so when we don't know what they actually are, and let them go head to head. You know what I mean?
I don't know if I'm going to get 109. I don't know. It's pretty easy, but go ahead.
And that one's in that range too. So
I think so.
There you go. That's our review. Thanks for watching. Hope you enjoyed the video. Spend less, drink more. Cheers.